Alright everybody, we are loaded. Need help?
Yeah, what is up? What's wrong with it? Oh yeah. We got together. You're smart.
Rookie mistake.
Oh wait, actually.
Ah, we got an easy load. I'll be right back. Alright everybody, let's get going. Don't hit the pole, don't hit the pole. Hit the truck, not the pole. Oh, you gotta make a right? Really? Okay. I thought we were gonna make a left. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Alright, it is 80 degrees over here. And we are on our way to South Bend, Indiana. By way of Anna, Texas, Joplin, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, to there. St. Louis, Missouri, up to Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. Up to Gary, Indiana. And taking the Indiana Turnpike to South Bend, Indiana. I'm a little bit rushed for time right now because I don't want to get caught with the rush hour traffic. It gave me two choices, either to run. Isn't this the way I went? Yeah. Anyway. It gave me the choice to go through Little Rock, Arkansas to West Memphis, pick up Interstate 55 all the way, or going to Anna, Texas, and this way. And I thought, you know what? by the time I get out of here, the rush hour traffic is going to be so bad. And I think it was only like a 5-mile difference. 5-mile difference. But, you know, the potential delay due to traffic is a lot greater than going through Rockwall, Texas. I mean, that Rockwall, Texas, man, that thing, on the way to Rockwall anyway, right? Dallas to Rockwall, that could be a really pain in the butt. Alright, so we gotta take Texas 161 to where? I think we're good on the left lane, or the right lane. Yeah, it's a 2 left lane turn. Okay, so based on the based on the new California bill that they want, I don't know if it's a California law or it's a student or a school board law or rules, that if you are white, you get more punishment than brown people. So the more brown you are, the less the punishment. Whatever you stand on, that's your business. My question is, I am half white, half brown. How are they going to implement that rule? So I can always claim, hey, what na magkasinabot ba'y matay binuang man ninyo storya doy Pilipino magko dili ko merkado. I start speaking in Bisaya or in Filipino, right? Just to get away with it. What are they gonna do? Lash the lower side of me, and you know, I don't know. The whole thing is screwed up. But you know, it's really not all that out of a shocker. It's all been foretold in the book of Revelation that these things will happen. As I've said many, many times, God uses everybody, whether you're evil or you're good. Just make a choice. Do you want God to use you for good or use you for evil? So we are to stay on this road for 14 miles. Pick up Interstate 635 E Echo, E Edward. Oh, looks like it's gonna rain really hard. I mentioned in an earlier clip that as soon as I started taking my shorts off to go take a nap, the shipper called. And you know, I'm kind of glad that they did, because as soon as they got me docked on that door 26, I went to take a nap. Now, if I were to take a nap back in the parking lot, what happens is there are three stages: the front truck, the middle truck, and the truck way behind. Now, if any of those trucks behind you, if you're in front of the line and any of those trucks behind you are called to be assigned to a dock, guess what? You're gonna have to go around and move and let them go by. That's the way they do it. You know, if you are way in the back and then they called you ahead of the other guys because of your appointment, those two trucks in front of you would have to move. So what I'm saying is, if I lay down there and took a nap, what are the chances of those two trucks behind me have gotten a phone call for a door assignment? A lot greater, right? So I'm kind of glad that they called. As soon as I got docked, took a nap. Took them about maybe 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes before they started. All right, what else is going on today? Richard Corner, Richie, the guy from Redcar, England, is somewhere in Texas, I think, Louisiana, and is working his way up to Chicago. I think he's going back to the UK this weekend, maybe. Trinity Boulevard. Wow, look at that Avery. Look at that Avery yard over there. That's pretty big. Okay, a lot of you have been asking, where's Longhaul Larry? Longhaul Larry lives in Houghton, Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Michigan. I don't have any evidence to say this, but to back it up. But I think he's going into the agriculture business. The highly regulated agriculture department. Just kidding. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know. But it's a very profitable business up there, so. Yeah, we got 7.7 more miles to go. To Interstate 635 bypass. más amigos. Well, pretty much it. Coffee time. How can a road be so brand new and be so rough? President George Bush Turnpike. Read my lips. No new taxes. Raises the taxes. Can you imagine that? You know, father and son, both ex-presidents. Alright, just for ha-has, okay? Who do you think can be a better president? President Joe Biden or Vice President Kamala Harris? Who do you think would do worse or do better than the two? $6.35E. Here we go. Here we go. Kind of look like a lane, right? Alright, we are to stay on this road for 1.2. Look at that, look at that. 1.1 miles. Just go straight then. Yeah, I was watching recently been watching Nora Lee Itchy Boots on YouTube. She is a 33-year-old woman from the Netherlands that started her motorcycle journey from India to Europe, Europe to South America to Alaska. On the first attempt, she failed because COVID hit. So she went home and got stuck for COVID for a while, and then she went to Switzerland and all the Upper Peninsula stuff, and then she went to South Africa, did the Africa tour. Now that COVID has lifted most of the bans and stuff, she is doing another attempt of a motorcycle run from Patagonia, South America, to Alaska, and she is currently in Nicaragua, I think. Anyway, what struck me most of her travels is every time she goes to a border crossing, there are trucks just lined up for 10s and 20 miles long just to get through the border. Not so much in South America kind of a thing. It's still the north of the Panama, north part of the North American continent. So anyway, every time she passes through a border crossing, there are 10s and 20 mile lined up of trucks. And boy, their trucks down there are just as good looking and as big as we have here. They have some modern trucks, some old trucks, but what really gets me is the number of orange trucks that are lined up. I guess now we know where all the old Snyder trailers go to, right? The old Snyder trailers are sold down there somewhere. They're in the Philippines still, so geesh. JB Hunt's, but mostly Schneider's trailers. She has recently reached a million subscribers. So she's going to be getting a gold YouTube button or whatever that is. It's, if you reach 100,000, then they give you a silver one. 1,000,000, then they give you a gold one. And then I don't know how many millions to get the platinum one. I think 10 million. If you get 10 million subscribers. As I said, I don't know the exact amount, but yeah, it's silver, gold, and then platinum. I would imagine that those platinum YouTubers, they probably get about $1 million a year just doing YouTube videos. Not too shabby, right? So we go straight and then exit 9A, US 275 North, US 75 South, McKinney, Dallas. Okay. There we go. By the way, the cameras I am using today are 4 GoPro Hero 8 Black. The inside cameras are are recording at 4K 60 frames per second. The outside cameras are recording at 4K 30 frames per second. The higher the the frame per second, the faster it eats the battery. So the inside cameras are not critical because I could plug them in while I'm using it. But the outside cameras are not charged, so the battery drains really, really fast. So far, they're still working. Probably need to be on the right lane because I believe this is a right lane exit. We better get over. Let me over, let me over. Well, do something. Either speed up, slow down, do something. Thank you. Yeah, it's calling Larry. Fix me, Larry. It's got to be the truck brake, right? to.
Yes, John.
Okay, Larry, you're on YouTube.
Well, I'm on YouTube. Listen what I'm watching.
What?
Can you hear it?
No.
What do you do? I'm watching Ice Road Truckers. I'm taking a crash course on becoming a trucker again.
Okay, so Larry, I can't take it anymore.
What can't you take? Do you miss me that much? You want hugs?
No, it's your people. They are so worried about you.
Worried about me?
Yeah, your tribes are calling me or emailing me,
Stop giving your phone number out.
No. They're messaging
Anybody
me.
doesn't have his phone number, let me say his phone number right now.
Oh,
Hang on, I gotta bring up your phone number.
What a friend. What a friend. So everybody in your tribe is bugging me to where you are. What you doing?
Well, you know, I'm alive.
Okay, that's kind of sad, but okay.
There you go. I have worked a couple times this winter. I've lost an iPhone out in the woods that had a bunch of footage on it. All my videos are all screwed up. And so I really don't have any videos to put out. I'm trying to figure out how to put them out. But I'm coming back to work, John.
Oh yeah, when?
Friday.
You're flying out there or what?
Yep, I take off at 5:30 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm going to be out there.
I've been telling people you went into the agricultural business.
Oh, I'm growing pot up in the Uber land?
Yeah.
I'm a pot farmer now?
Yeah, the highly regulated agriculture.
Yeah, it's not very regulated up here, say that much.
So, anyway, you doing all right?
I'm doing fine. I'm flying in on Friday and going from there. Somebody's got some trucks or something that need to be fixed or something coming in this weekend, and then I think I'm going to be starting to become a truck driver again.
Ooh, exciting times, Larry.
That's why I'm watching Ice Road Truckers. I'm trying to get back into figuring out how to drive a truck.
You still got snow up there?
We got about 2.5 feet on the ground yet.
Oh, wow. So it's still good enough to be snowmobiling on, or what?
No, I went out on Friday, and I took my snow bike out. It was pretty hard snow, you know.
Oh, okay.
And then Saturday we were supposed to go snowmobiling, and I was gonna take my old snowmobile out, rip around a little bit, but then it kind of rained and kind of snow mixture stuff, and then a guy I know, he had his brakes going in his car, so he brought his car over here, and I fixed his brakes for him. And I went out on Sunday and rode around a little bit just on the snowmobile, but it's really super hard.
So the snow bike requires soft snow, fresh snow?
Yeah, you got to have some powder snow. It's horrible driving it on hard snow. It's almost like I look like JVT Travels trying to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, you start hitting poles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fifth wheel is flat.
Well, they sell little cans of air at the TA truck stop that'll fix that. Stop in there. They only sell them in the shop, so go in the shop and ask them for that specialty item, and they'll hook you up.
It's called the fifth wheel air?
Yeah, it's a little aerosol can.
I see. Well, we missed you, man, so get back out on the road.
Yeah, hey, I was messaging the boss, and he wanted me to come out there, and he said he's got some trucks or something this weekend or something that got to be done, and I'll take them out there. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And And then he gave me a return flight on like Monday. And I messaged him and I'm like, wow, that's a fast turnaround. I said, what about getting another truck ready and stuff, and I'm going to try to get back into trucking again. He's like, well, I can just put off the return flight or whatever. And I'm thinking, well, just, let's get this truck going and I'll just drive the truck out and start trucking. And then I told him, I said, it's kind of time for me to get off of my fat behind or, and all this stuff. And then we were talking about APUs, and he says, somebody that has an Evolution or an old style, APU. And I said, well, it's time for me to get off my fat butt, and I'll take the Evolution APU. And he gave me a thumbs up. And then I responded to him, I said, what was the thumbs up for, my fat butt or the Evolution APU? And he said both. He said, I think he thinks it's time to go back to work too.
Yeah, I think so too, Larry.
Yeah, so.
All right, so
yeah, I'll be out there on Friday.
Yeah, the Longhaul Larry Nation has been worried about you. They keep bugging you.
Yeah,
So.
I know. I get all kinds of emails. I'm trying to think how to respond to them. I'm alive, somewhat.
Somewhat. All right. So, all right. Thanks for talking for us.
All righty. Catch you later.
Yeah. Woohoo! Bye. Well, there you go, folks. Longhaul Larry is alive and well. Imagine that, right? Okay, so the outside cameras are still recording. Please understand that the outside cameras, I don't have a view screen. All of that slingshot. I don't have a view screen that I can watch live. I only see what's after the recording during the editing. So. Alright, I've got my Rand McNally Overdrive 8 Pro set to go to Anna, Texas. But obviously I'm not going to stop there. That was just for me to make sure that the GPS goes this way. So if you guys want to know how far South Bend, Indiana is, South Bend, it is 982 miles to South Bend, Indiana. I think Michael Marion lives somewhere around that neighborhood. Yep, my fifth wheel is flat. Is that a DOT violation? Type 1 if it is, type 2 if it's not. Okay? If the fifth wheel is flat, is that a DOT violation? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. get that thing looking the way it is. No trucks, left lane. So can I go on the right, the left lane? Not the far left lane. I think we can. We'll put the test. We'll put that question to the test. Like I'm getting out of Texas here or Dallas area precisely at the right moment. This is somewhere around Plano, Texas. You know who lives in Plano, Texas? Chuck Swindoll, one of my favorite pastors on the internet. Did you know that Chuck Swindoll was, well, I guess he still is, but he served in the U.S. Marines and somehow ended up in the Philippines, I think. The later, after the war kind of a thing, maybe, I don't know. But he mentioned that he went to the Philippines, so I have a soft heart for American soldiers that served in the Philippines. Except one time I met this old American GI. He had been up to his 80s, I think. He mentioned that he served in the U.S. Army and fought the war in the Philippines. And he also kind of made it known that he was there and that I owe him a great gratitude for his sacrifice, which I agree. But for him to say that, it just spoiled it. You know what I mean? It's almost like he demanded to be thanked him, to thank him for it. One thing to serve and then expect people to be grateful for your service, or even demand, it just really spoils it, Makes you wonder though, two kinds of soldier that will serve in in war. One that really gave it all and don't expect anything. And the other one, I don't know, was probably hiding out somewhere and came out when the war was over. That's the kind of person that say, "Yeah, it wasn't for me. All of you be dead by now." Who knows? I don't know. It seems to me that the humble gives the most. The brash kinds demands the most and gives the least. That's just my impression. I don't know. Oh, this traffic is phenomenal. It's incredible. Mama said, if you can't beat them, join them. Mama said.